We love a little linger. We love a little linger, a little pause.
Yeah, that
Just
was
taking
great.
a breath.
That
We're
was a
excited.
grand
Yeah.
pause.
That's right.
Grand
Because
pause.
we're so excited about
Oh,
this.
yes. All right, it's Friday here on ARC Maine, which means it's time for Brew of the Week. We're taking a tour of local coffee shops and diners that capture the beauty of Maine. I love this Friday treat.
Yeah.
Yes,
every
it is
week,
always
you
nice.
know?
I love seeing all the different little
Yeah.
coffee shops and places all around
Yeah,
here.
we have a photographer, Nate, going all over the place. He's traveled everywhere from Portland up to Yarmouth and even up to Waldoboro. So he's going all over the place. And there's so many. It's tough to pick sometimes.
Yep.
And a lot of times we want to hear from our viewers too if they know of a
sure.
cool, greasy spoon or a great coffee place that we should feature.
Yes, well, this one was not difficult to pick.
No.
One of our faves.
That's right. This morning, ARC Maine photojournalist Nate Ullman takes us to the Mister Bagel on Forest Avenue in Portland, which was the first bagel bakery established in Maine.
Their bagels are like really good. I feel like it's just more authentic. I think they're probably the best bagels in town.
Back in 1977, my father decided to bring bagels to Maine. There was not a bagel store here, and he's from Brooklyn, New York, so had a hard time getting a loan because no one knew what a bagel was. And then he went to New York for 6 months to train, and in June of '77 opened up this store.
It's sort of was a tradition with my kids and I to come here for breakfast, so we did that on the weekends for years and years and years. So just sort of a sentimental place, and my daughter, all grown up now, and I still come here a couple times a week.
We have about 16 flavors of bagels, freshly made every day. Our bagel is a traditional New York boil and bake bagel, where we take the bagel dough, we put it in the kettle, put it in the trough, and then we put them on the old-time boards where we seed them on both sides, stick it in the oven, and voila, you got the beautiful bagel with the beautiful crust, soft center.
It's bagely.
It's what?
Bagely.
Bagel.
They're softer, they're crisp, they're fresh. You can smell them as you're walking in. And their pastries are very good, and the price is reasonable. But I'm not a comparison shopper when it comes to when I found something I love, I just stick with it. So 5 days a week, here I am.
Surely you have to get sick of it at some point, right?
No, I haven't gotten sick of it.
It's close to school, we go before school, meet up with friends, and always run into someone we know.
And they're super nice because they always make conversation with you. It's never awkward when you walk in. Like, there's always a conversation going, and they always care about like what you're doing, like where you're from.
It's just so heartwarming that, everyone still thinks of Mr. Bagel as, an institution and a place where they have to, stop by when they're back in town.
They know our orders by heart now, and it's really fun to just walk in like, hey, we know what you want.
I have a fantastic crew. They've been with me for years. They're my kids, my work kids.
Yeah.
Joel is my husband. We got married in '98. He's a huge asset to this store. He knows the ins and outs because he worked with my father directly, and he does it perfectly.
They're just really welcoming, really inviting. It's always great to see them in the morning. Ask how things are going. They've watched my boys grow up, and they're always interested in their sports, how they're doing in school. I get to teach a couple of their kids in school, and so like I said, that's where Mr. Bagel is a great spot because it's really what Portland's all about.
My father passed away in 2010, so I love hearing stories about my dad from customers, and I feel very honored to continue his legacy.
I was good friends with her father. I knew him since the 90s, playing in some golf tournaments. I used to play tennis with him, golf with him. I was so bummed when he passed away back then, but his legacy lives on. It's great when you walk in there, seeing that picture right there from when Jane was such a little girl. And it's got, some of Rick Hartglass's passion, which is sports. He loves sports, the Celtics, the Patriots, the Red Sox. And when you walk in there, you just get a sense that it's still his place, even though, Jane, his daughter, runs it. And of course her husband, but just the memories of Rick Hartglass just will go on forever. And it's such, and the service and the food are so good.
Yeah, this was one of the first spots that I came to know and frequent when I moved here as a reporter 10 years ago. I lived right around the corner, and I would go every single morning, and I just grew to love it there and love their bagels, love their coffee, and you just have your own little routine. And they eventually, knew my order. They would have it ready to go. Just some of the best bagels.
Yes,
delicious.
So good. And every time we get treated to either them getting brought into the station or when I stop by there myself, always just so good. If you're
It's
craving a
the
good bagel,
spot.
that's the spot to
Yeah,
go.
and they've been a lot more than just bagels too. They got that breakfast pizza.
Oh, I
It's
love their
pretty
breakfast
good,
pizza.
yeah.
And their bialys are
Yes.
very good too.
What's a bialy?
It's like a bagel, but it I think doesn't have a hole, and it's almost more like bready, like a biscuit, or not a biscuit, like a roll almost, and it has
Interesting.
like garlic and herbs and stuff on top.
Ooh,
Very,
that sounds
very
very
good. And they
good.
have sandwiches you can make with the bialy.
And it's funny,
too.
every time I go in there, they always say, tell Katie we
I
said
know, because now
hi.
I live farther away, so I can't make it part of my morning
miss you,
routine.
Katie.
I know.
And they remember your order too. Just like every time I walk in, I don't even have to say anything. It's a everything bagel toasted with hummus.
Yum.
Boom, it's all ready
That
to go.
sounds so good.
does.
All
What
right,
was
well
yours?
now we're very hungry. Well, I would either a sesame bagel with butter or an everything bagel
There you
with
go.
butter. Yeah.
Ooh,
But
yum.
sometimes I'd mix it up. They have really good salmon cream cheese. The lox spread is really
Yeah,
good there too.
that's pretty good.
You can't go wrong with anything you get there.
Yeah.
And by the way, located on Forest Avenue in Portland. And by the way, next week, we're going to definitely an iconic restaurant.
Yes, Moody's Diner in Waldoboro. You don't want to miss that.